Hi there and welcome to my Monday Live. My name is Paula Reid and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator going by the name of Yellow Bear Stamping. Tonight I'm going to share a fun fold card with you that uses the new 2025-2027 in colours. They've been around since May, but they're still nice and new. And we have a special on for the month of August where any product that is using those colours, you get 15% off. So it's a great time to stock up on your card stock, and if you haven't got the inks yet, get the inks, the ribbons, paper, you name it. So I'll just switch down to my desk and we'll get started. Right, oops, I've got that there, we go. Yeah, so check on my, I'll put in a post up after this about a bit more information about the special for the in colours. So that's for the month of August. So some great, I'm planning on stocking up on Secret Sea, which is one of my favourite colours from the new in colours. So tonight I've got a fun fold and it uses the Sunrise Sailing bundle, which I've used a few times in my live, and it's got the Sunrise Sailing stamp set. And even if you're not into boats, I think this is still a really good bundle. Then we've got the 3D embossing folder that is also a hybrid folder. The die of the boat slots into here, and so you can die cut and emboss at the same time. And then we've got the dies which have got a variety of boats that you can create. No stamps go with these, they're just dies, and then this is the big die here that goes with the stamp. Then you've got some clouds, the birds, and some waves. So we will use that. So I'm going to use a little bit of everything for tonight's card. I'll just move those things out of the way. When you join, leave me a comment to say hi and we can chat. So normally I make the card and then I show you some other samples. Tonight I'm doing it the other way around. So a couple of months ago I was involved with an event, and the card that I'm going to show you is the one that I taught. It is called a sliding card. And it uses the, oops, I've got a bit of something on there, all the in colours, and then this bit here, the centre bit, slides out to open up to the inside of the card. And so this is a, the mechanism that just slots in like that, and then you slide it back in. So I thought, well, I've had some spare bits left over from this kit, and I have since seen a different way of doing it, so I thought I would give that one a go. So let's get started. So our in colours are Secret Sea, which is a really nice navy. It's deeper, it's quite different from Night of Navy, and it's not black, but sometimes when you stamp it, it does come out quite dark, but I just really love it, and I love how it goes with all of the other colours. It sort of brings them all together. Then we've got Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush, which is a returning in colour, so that was an in colour quite a few years ago. Then we've got Timid Tiger and Cloud Cover. So what we are going to do is, rather than this card is a portrait orientation, and we're going to give it a go of doing it in a landscape orientation. So I'm using my silicone mat because I am going to be doing a bit of gluing. So I think we'll still keep the same colour combination. No, we're actually going to do a different colour combination. So I have run this bit of cardstock through the embossing folder using the waves bit at the bottom to get my texture, and so my pieces just fitted in perfectly. So these measure, oh, I think I did them in centimetres. Let me have a look. So that, yeah, so ruler on the paper, 7.5 centimetres by 4 centimetres. And that one's again 4, and that is 6 centimetres. So we will put this together. And I'm actually going to put the colours around the other way from what I did on my original card. So just leaving a little border around each one. Now, silicone mat is great to have on hand when you are doing lots of gluing, because if you do get the glue on the mat, it does rub off once it's dried, and it just saves your papers and desk. And then we'll just put that on there. So these bits of Secret Sea are 4.5 centimetres by 14.3. Okay. So we'll move that aside. So we've got our standard card base, and normally we would score it in half and fold it. But with this one, I've scored in 5.2 centimetres from each end. And we're just going to give that a good burnish with our bone folder. Bone folder is a vital part of our tools. Now we want it so that it doesn't meet right in the centre, and I might just need to give that actually a little bit of a trim. I just realised that that probably needs to, so I'm just going to give it just a little bit off each side actually. We'll see if that's going to be enough. Right. Let's see how we go with that. Right. Oops, that would look quite good. Might just need to give that a little bit of a trim at the end. It didn't quite, because it was the full length. There we go. Right, so now we've got that, we've got our gap. I might just do this next bit. So I am using the foam adhesive strips, and what we're going to do is that this bit is going to go and slide in the middle. So I just want to make sure before I get too far, that goes in there. Might just need to give my and then that's going to sit on there. Okay, that looks all right. Okay, we might. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome. Just going to do a slight trim on this side. I think it just needs... We're making a... slider card, and I just want to give my mechanism just that little bit more space to go through. So this was our original card with the slider going through. Not quite sure why that one's just a little bit bigger gap, but that's fine. Now we're going to stick this on, and I like the liquid glue. I just find that that's, sometimes it can be a bit messy, but it just has a little bit more wriggle room. So we're going to stick that one on there, and then we'll pop this. So you're going to get to see, so I just want to make sure I've got that in opposites, so that's fine. All the in colours will be in use on this card. And considering that we've got the sale coming up, starting from tomorrow, I thought it was a good chance to do. Right, so on our little circle, we are going to use our boat, and it needs a sail. So do we want a Darling Duckling sail, or a Timid Tiger, in which case I would pop it around that way so that the sail's there. So which colour do we like? The Timid Tiger or Darling Duckling? And I won't be offended if people say the Timid Tiger. Hi, Kathy. Lovely to have you join. Nice to see you over the weekend. So, yeah, just let me know whether you like a Timid Tiger sail for our boat, or I'll switch it around this way, or the Darling Duckling. I'm just going to... So, which Darling Duckling? Okay, let's go with that. I do quite like the Darling Duckling. Oh, and the orientation, yes, orientation as it is. Okay, so we are going to put, and I'm going to put my adhesive on this part of the sail so that I make sure that I get it's right, and I'm just going to hold that in my hand. And then that goes on there like that. So, I mean, I'm not into boats, but I just really liked this set. And I thought it just is quite a good one that can be, you know, I don't think it matters if you're not into sailing Right, so we're going to pop this and work out roughly, hopefully that's where the center is, and we'll pop that like that, and then we're going to remove the backing and just better get that, make sure that's in the camera. There we go, like that. And then our circle is going to sit on there like that, and then that will slide backwards and forwards. But now that I've just popped that on, I should have actually done that out of the let's see if we can get it off without ruining it, because I didn't actually put the circle in the center. So let's just see how we go. And we'll pop it on there like that. There we go. That's a bit better. So then that just slides in there like that. So I have used the circle here is from the Stylish Shapes, and then that is the 2 3/8 circle punch. So I'm just going to give that, let's give that another bit of a fold down, and then we think, what do you reckon? We'll put some dimension. I was actually originally going to just stick it straight down. I think I will still. So otherwise it might just get a bit too high for putting in a envelope. And we can probably just put a little bit of glue along there. But with these dies, it means that you can get whatever colour boat you want, you know, colour. It's just quite cute. Here we go. And then I have stamped the Best Wishes from the stamp set, and just using the Stylish Shapes, which is such a good stamp set. So glad that it carried over. Now I'm going to put this at the bottom here so that it's not in the way of our boat going backwards and forwards. And then we need some clouds on the top. Now I have found this to be a great little hack. I found that, like, I use Memento ink all the time, and I find that the actual Memento ink pad, because it's on a linen and it's a smaller one, and I just, no matter how much you ink it, I just don't seem to get that greater you know, an image, stamped image. So what I did was that I bought a craft ink pad which comes uninked, and then a bottle of Memento, and I just took from the black bottom here, the black, and put it on here so that I know that it is actually a black ink pad and not the craft. And I inked it up with that, and it just, I don't know, it just seems to give such a better stamped image, with it being from that ink pad. So I'm just going to stamp my other bird. So there I've got 2 birds flying across that cloud, which can go there. And then we'll just do one on this side, right in the middle. Here we go. So yeah, so just order a craft ink pad with some Memento ink and you'll be away laughing. Right. So then we're just going to pop some, I'm going to have the 2 over on this side. And then we'll have one on this side, I think. Or should I put... Actually, I'm going to try and do that. Here we go. We'll do that. There is... Oh, why am I putting my ink glue away? So for the inside, because the stamped image is quite a big one, I decided that we would go with a small boat on the inside, and I just so happen to do that with Darling Duckling, and we'll just put, so this is the smaller version of this, and so then we're just going to pop that on there. And there's our sail, there's our little boat, so cute. And then just pop that on to our secret sea. And we'll just slide that out. Stick in our mat. So your card's going to open up this way. Set that down and then get our little boat, and this time we can put adhesive on the whole thing because it's going to go flat. And I'll just put them down in the corner there. And then we can close that up. Slide our image through, and there is our card. So that is the landscape orientation, and then there is the portrait. So 2 different ways of doing a slider card. So this one is a little bit more involved with the mechanism, whereas this one is a lot simpler, but still gives that same effect. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and check back later. I'll put up some information about the in colour sale that starts tomorrow for the month of August. So if there's anything that you're wanting that has the in colours in it, now is the time to purchase. Yeah, great. I think these in colours, they all go together, because sometimes the in colours don't go together. And I think that the Secret Sea just really ties them. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Have fun. And you could do lots of other images on here. It doesn't have to be the boat. So have a good rest of your evening, and we'll catch you later. Thanks for joining. Bye.